بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى محمد وعلى آل محمد. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله. استغفر الله استغفر الله استغفر الله العظيم الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه وأسأل التوبة والمغفرة والهداية إنه هو التواب الرحيم. واعف عنا يا كريم واعف عنا يا كريم واعف عنا يا كريم واغفر لنا بفضلك يا رحمن يا رحيم يا ملك يا قدوس يا حافظ يا الله. الأول الله الآخر الله الظاهر الله الباطن الله خيره وشره من الله تعالى. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا حبيب الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا سيدنا الأولين والآخرين. واشهدنا يا شفيع المذنبين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. قال الله تعالى في كتاب العزيز أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم. Allah Ta'ala says in Kitab al-Kareem, certainly a messenger has come to you from among yourselves. Grievous to him is your falling into distress, most concerned for him, merciful to the believers. Next Thursday is the 12th of Rabiul Awwal, and the night of Wednesday is Mevlid. For those who feel Rasulullah is dearer, closer to them than anything else in this world, 12th of Rabiul Awwal is not an ordinary. On this day, this world was honored by the birth of Habibi Edid Zisham, Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was sent as a mercy upon the universe. On this particular day, he also left this temporal world, and he was born to the era, eternity, on the day he was born. For many, this night deserves to be celebrated more than any other night. Because if Rasulullah, Rasul Akram, had not honored this world, we would not have had the revelations. We wouldn't have had the Quran al-Kareem. And it would not have been possible to celebrate any days or nights that was mentioned. Allah Ta'ala created the creation in the honor for the sake of Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Therefore we cannot practice, we cannot understand our religion without His love, His guidance, His life. So every Friday prayer, we start with an ayat. We do not really start our Friday prayers without reminding ourselves what Allah Ta'ala has said regarding His beloved messenger. We start with Surah Al-Ahzab. Allah Ta'ala said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ وَمَلَائِكَتَهُ يُصَلُّونَ عَلَى النَّبِيِّ. Allah and His angels salute Him, send blessings upon Him, and continues. يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا صَلُّوا عَلَيْهِ وَسَلِّمُوا تَسْلِيمًا. O you who believe, ask blessings on Him and salute Him with the best of salutations, with a worthy of salutation. As you see, sending blessings to Rasulullah is not only something good to do, but it is ordained by Allah. So what better day can there be other than 12th of Rabiul Awwal to salute Him, to send blessings upon Him, to show and express our loves to Him. In another verse, in another chapter, Allah Ta'ala asked Rasulullah to say, and He said, say to the man, if you love God, follow me, and God will love you, and forgive your sins, for God is much forgiving as His center of prayer. The meaning is clear. One receives muhabbatullah, the love of God, by following and accepting His beloved message. And if one does not follow Rasulullah, he will not receive muhabbatullah. Not following His guidance and claiming we know better is equivalent to raise our voices over His voice if He had lived at His time. And Allah Ta'ala in Quran al-Azim warned those who raised their voice above His voice. It's such a warning that he says that I will not accept your good deeds, even if they are from earth to sky, if you raise your voice above this. So love and respect to him is more important than the good deeds. So those who take religion as a set of obligations, as a set of things that we are obliged to do and not to do, they kind of look for a religious decree, a jurisprudence to celebrate Rasulullah's birth. See, religion has two important aspects. Both must exist and essential at the same time. Fulfillment of the obligations and expression of love. One cannot fulfill the obligations, perform duties against someone whom he does not love. And one cannot say, I love, if one ignores the duties against the one whom he claims he loves. This night is not a night, it's not a ritual to show respect, but it's a beautiful night to express love. As we do not seek religious decree, jurisprudence to love our children, or wives, or husbands. We do not seek jurisprudence to express our love to Rasulullah. We are told by the scholars the core beliefs of Islam, and they are called the Article of Faith. And the Articles of Faith is listed in Amen. Anyone who testifies the words of Amen with his lips is considered a Muslim. He has all the privileges to become a Muslim. These are the necessary conditions to embrace Islam. A necessary set of conditions. How about the condition of faith? The condition of becoming a believer. He said, none of you become a believer until I am dearer to you than your life, than your wealth, than your family. How about perfecting the faith? He also said, your faith will not be perfected until you love each other for Allah. So the necessary conditions to perfect the faith is to love one another. And how can we love each other without loving the one who brought this message to us? Who taught us what it means to have perfect faith. We can only hope that Allah Ta'ala could inspire our hearts with the love of Rasulullah. About anything else we love. But we must realize that this cannot be controlled with our will. Nor can you force anyone to love. But one can only wish to love someone and make attempts to know the one whom one wishes to love. If we wish to know him, if we truly know him, it is not possible not to love him. We can only appreciate and love him by learning his beautiful manners, his beautiful and perfect character. And then compare that character with our own. So he has some personal fardi sunnahs, and also he has some ijtimai social sunnahs. And we are good at following his personal fardi sunnahs. Things that he likes to eat, things he doesn't like to eat, things he wears, the colors he likes, the fact that he uses miswak, the way he grows his beard. We are good at those things. It's good. I'm not saying these are not important, but they require little or no effort. What matters most is his ijtimai, social sunnah, his character, the way he lives, his behavior, the way he interacts with others, the way he responds to people. Following ijtimai, his social sunnah, requires us to transform our behavior, requires us to become a better human being. That is us. Among his beautiful characters, let me give you a couple of examples. He was the most generous, the most valiant, the most gentle person. When somebody approached him with a happy face, he would take his hand and hold it. When gifts were brought to him, he would ask, is this an alms or a gift? He would not accept the alms. He would decline the alms, but would accept the gift. Yet, the gift did not stay in his hand or in his household for very long. He would give everything away. He would not have, his household would not have a morsel of bread in the morning when they wake up, because he would distribute everything to the poor and needy at night before he goes to bed. He didn't like to talk a lot. He would stay silent for long periods and laugh little. Yet, he had a sense of humor. And he liked to see other people smiling. He loved people smiling. He encouraged people to smile. He did not like long-faced monsters. When he met with his people, he would first give them the greetings of peace and blessings and then embrace them. When he was with other people, he would not leave their company until they left. When he took someone's hand, look at the gentleman, he would not withdraw his hand until the other person would miss it, and he would bow. He was very compassionate. He was very loving, especially to women and children. He said, the best of you to the men are those who are the best to their wives. When he promised something to someone, he would fulfill his promise at the first opportunity. In all of his relations, he never caused two people to be angry at each other. He did not blame anyone. He knew everybody else's shortcomings, mistakes. He did not blame anyone. He did not make people feel that they have to defend themselves, because he did not accuse anyone, although he knew everybody's shortcomings. Whenever he was asked for something, he would give it. If he had it. If he did not have it, he would not refuse, but he would not respond either. He would never say no. When he was asked to do something, if it was possible, he would say yes. If it was not possible, he would keep silent, just because he didn't like to say no. He never approached or listened to people from whom he expected bad thoughts. And he did not accept at all people talking against each other. Not at all. He did not like people who are rude, loud. He preferred people to speak softly. He did not like people who asked too many curiosity questions. He smelled beautifully, and his perfume would linger, and people would know where he was and when he was there. When he knew something bad about someone, when he knew something that somebody had done something wrong, he would never give this person away by mentioning his name. He would never say, why is so and so doing that? He would never give a name away. Instead, he would say why people would do this as an advice. What he hated most was lying. He said that if you are lying, you are not one of us. He didn't say if you commit a sin, you are not one of us. But for lying, he said that you cannot be one of us if you are lying. And if someone told him the slightest untruth, he would not speak to that person until he or she repents. Maybe the summary of him was given to us by our mother, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu anha. She gave the best description of Rasulullah by saying that he was the living Quran. Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, O the most merciful, most compassionate one, you have blessed us with this beautiful religion of Islam. You have blessed us with faith, and you have sent us the perfect man, Insan Ameen, your beloved messenger, Mahbub Habib, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as a guidance to us. Make us worthy of His love. Increase His love and respect in our hearts. Give us strength to follow Him as a perfect example. As you have gathered us here on this Friday, several days before the birth of Rasulullah, gather us in the hereafter, in the vicinity of Him whom you have sent as the mercy upon the universes, in the cool shade of Arsha Allah, and make all of us worthy of His intercession. Ameen. Ameen. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin maqtalaq al-malawan wa ta'aqab al-asaran wa kabara jadidan wa istaqbal al-karbadan wa barik wa ruhahu wa arwaha ahli baytihi min al-tahiyyat wa al-salam wa barik wa sallim alayhi kathiran 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 وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأنبياء والصالحين وعلى ملائكتك والمقربين وعلى أهل طاعتك أجمعين من أهل السماوات وأهل الأرض ورضوان الله تعالى على رسول الله وأصحابه أجمعين آمين آمين والحمد لله.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح. قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. وإذا ما سورة نظر بعضهم إلى بعض هل يراكم من أحد ثم انصرفوا صرف الله قلوبهم بأنهم قوم لا يفقهون لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز لقد جاءكم رسول من أنفسكم عزيز عليه ما عنتم حريص عليكم بالمؤمنين رؤوف رحيم فإن تولوا فقل حسبي الله لا إله إلا هو عليه توكلت وهو رب العرش العظيم الله أكبر سمع الله ربنا لك الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين ذلك فضل آخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم مثل الذين حملوا التوراة ثم لم يحملوها كمثل الحمار يحمل أسفارا بئس مثل القوم الذين كذبوا بآيات الله والله لا يهدي القوم الظالمين الله أكبر الله
ربنا لك الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر
السلام
عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله استغفر الله اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام على رسولنا صلوات. سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. العلي العظيم ذو الجلال والكمال سبحان الله. سبحان الكريم دائم الحمد لله. الحمد لله رب العالمين تعالى شانه الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، له الملك وله الحمد وهو على كل شيء قدير. ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون.
آمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين. قبول نيات قبول نيات بحرمة رحمة للعالمين. الفاتحة.
اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد.